Welcome to Tech Brothers Damer. In this video, we are going to take a look how to check file schema using serverless SQL Pool in Azure Synapse. So we can use top one, and that will help us to preview the headers of that file. So you see right here, we are using top one for our CSV, and we can use the same one for the Parquet, and then for JSON, it is going to be a little complex to preview schema of a new line delimited JSON. Use the with clause inside OPENROWSET to define the expected format as a single column and then parse it using OpenJSON. So honestly, if you're JSON, actually that's you who is already studying this and then providing the list of the columns and all that, and that's how you would know that. So let's go ahead and take a look on this one, and then we will talk about second method where we'll use SP describe first result set to find out the schema of a file. So if I'm here in the myportal.azure.com, and here is my storage account, and inside the storage account we have this container called Synapse container, and this has input folder. I have 3 files sitting there, and then you can see if I have CSV file, I can click on CSV file, go to edit, and I can take a look. I have ID, name, and email. So that's a very easy way to visually see the list of the columns that your file has for CSV. Then if you go to the JSON file, you can go to edit, and also you can see the list of those different key columns right here, and the values are right there. So you can see customer ID, name, email, country, and etc. So that's easy to read as well. When you go to Parquet file and go to edit, that's kind of challenging. You can't really get the list of the header columns. Now this was just more visual. I'm going to show you this exactly what we will do from the Synapse. So here I'm in the Synapse, and now if I will go to the data here, and then I have workspace and linked, and this link is to our storage that I just showed you right here. So now here is our Synapse container, and then we have input folder. So here we have CSV file. If I right click here, I can go to new SQL script and select top 100 rows. I don't need 100 rows. I'm going to go ahead and change to 1, and then I can simply execute this one. As I have not put the header row is equal to true, then what happened? A header row, it has the C1, C2, C3 all columns, and the very first row is the header row, so it is showing me that. If I want to change a little bit, I can always go ahead and put this header row is equal to true. Then what's going to happen? The very first row is going to be my header. So if I click right there, so you can just put there. Okay, now you see that this is ID, and we have name and email, and this is what we have the record, first record. So this is one way to see the your header column list. Now if you want to go back to the let's say Parquet, you can do the same thing. Here you can go to the select top 100 rows, and here we can select actually 1. So in Parquet it is very easy. When you say top 1, asterisk is going to get the column anyways, and also won't get 1 record for you. So you see right there, this is our header row, and you can see the all the column names. Now if we want to go back and do the JSON file is complex, so it's not really going to show you all the columns and well formatted. So it is reading this entire JSON as a string, you can see right there. And if you want to parse these, you have to kind of parse by yourself, and that's what I did in the query. So now if actually I can make a change right here, so I can copy this part and then change and show you how exactly work. So now I can keep adding these columns here, and I want to add, let's say, customer ID. So this is my customer ID, you see right there, and then I can call this one customer ID. Same way I can add more columns. Let's say if I want to do name here, so I will say name, and then I will say name as well. Okay, now if I execute, it's gonna show me this JSON content, and then this is a column that I just extracted by writing the query. So this is one way, and also I have prepared this query for you, and you can just copy and paste, and we will go from there. So I'm going to copy this entire query here, and this is where I use the cross apply against these column list. So we got this one. So I'm going to just paste right here and delete this paste, and here I'm going to copy the path. So here, if you don't have a JSON path, you can always go to Synapse here and go to JSON file, click on more properties, and copy the file path from there as well. So don't have to be like query written already. So in this case, right here, I'm gonna change the path for my JSON. And here what you are doing now, so we are using OPENROWSET, then we are providing the path of that file, then CSV format, so it will be read as a CSV, and then with these different parameters, and then once we have the JSON content, that's the worker max, and then what we do, we apply cross apply against the JSON content to get all these different columns of customer ID, email, and we call this as a JSON data, and then finally we use this JSON data and got these columns out of that. So if I execute, what's going to happen is going to show you the list of those columns that I have extracted. But notice that if you remember, our JSON file has a lot of other columns. So these are the columns I have defined it. So it's not like with the this query itself is there coming, so I am kind of parsing by myself, in this case. So best way to read the JSON for this one, maybe, is kind of go in this way and take a look on your columns and everything. We later on we will be doing using PySpark and notebooks and all that, and we will read the JSON files and their schema as well. So I will show you those methods as well. Now let's go back here, and we will use the second method, how we can get the schema and information about the columns. So we will use a stored procedure called SP describe first result set, and this method returns only metadata, column names, and data types without scanning data. So great for cost free inspection. So how you do that, so simply you will put this stored procedure name here, execute, and then put the rest of the simple select query you have right there. So in this case, if I will copy and go back here, so or we can actually could have, let me create this in front of you so you would know that. So let's do this, and here is CSV file. So remember that we will always select top, and then I'm going to copy this stored procedure name, and then paste on top of it right there. And once you paste it, you have to put a single quote at the end, and anywhere you see the single quotes, make another single quote. So there was a single quote, I put another single quote, another single quote, so I'm putting another single quote here. And also I have to add header row is equal to true, so I have to add this parameter as well, because that's where I'm reading the very first row, and I am telling this is my header. So if I run this one by this stored procedure and pass this query select, don't actually you don't have to say top 100 or something. You can always say select asterisk, and that will do as well. So that's if you have left top 100 is fine as well. So you see that this is a column ordinal, that's the order of column 1 2 3. We have ID, name, and email. So is null labels true. This is CSV file, and you have a big integer worker 8000 and worker 8000. So you have all that information about these columns here. So you can take a look from there. Now same thing you will be doing for Parquet. So if you go to Parquet file and you say select the top 1000 rows, and here I'm gonna copy the same stored procedure right there, and then we will use and let me copy right there, paste on the top right here, and then remember that this has single quote right there, so you have to close with the single quote, and also wherever you see the single quote, put another single quote on the same place. So here, and now if you execute, what's going to happen, you're going to get the list of the columns here. So we have order of columns, and then you have name of columns like passenger ID, survived, P class, then is null labels true, system type ID, the system type name, you have big integers, you have workers, you have floats and everything. So you can see all those details about different columns in this output. Now we will go with the next one. That's going to be a little tricky. Remember CSV and Parquet is very simple. With the JSON we can also use that, so I'm going to copy this entire code for you, and I have shown you this code already, so right there, and we use it. We simply let me see if I can just simply copy and paste the stored procedure on top of it. And which one was, yes, so this was it. Remember that we have used this one to get the list of those columns, but we created those columns. So again, in this case, actually we are doing the same thing. It's not like you just it's automatically read all the columns and parsed and given us that. So it is we who are just trying to see the list of the columns. So in this case, if we are doing this, it's actually the same these columns. So that's kind of what we are doing here, you know. So for JSON, this is not a great example, honestly, you know, but I will just do that anyways. So in case you already have put the list of those columns, then you should be able to see that. And see, these are the same column that we have created here by using cross apply and with OpenJSON, and then it is shown as those column, whatever the data type we have defined. So it is the customer ID integer, then we have worker 100, so it is showing you all that details. So but it's okay, you can always go back here and go to JSON, and then take a look on those all the columns here, and then using the OpenJSON, and then make the list here and provide a data type as you think is a correct data type for your column, and then you can run this sp describe first result set, and that will show you all those kind of you already know, but it's just it will show you that information. But it works great for the CSV and the Parquet file. So I will put this code in the description and you can use from there. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.